Well, now I want to know, you reminded me that I met you many, many years ago. Was that Petersham Town Hall?
It was Paddington Town
Oh,
Hall.
Paddington Town Hall. I knew it was one of the town halls, working with Norma Willis, who was a very famous caterer. But it makes me wonder, why did you go into food and why catering rather than a restaurant?
Norma.
Norma.
The command she had for food in that space. She was very good at creating events and where food was the focus, food was the center. It was never the event and then the food. And she made sure that the food was front and center. So whatever she did, it was performance, but it tasted and it came from a place of joy and consideration. She was much like you. I mean, much like you and Stephanie in her approach to food. You are of that era, that age group. But Norma, it was all about the food,
Yes.
and there was no event that she was going to be associated with where the food was a second thought. She always made sure that when we arrived at an event with our catering trucks, that the event organisers had us front and centre, had our kitchen set up, so we could just go in and focus on the food. Cooking in a restaurant and catering are two very different beasts.
Yes,
aren't they?
They are.
And for me, food and catering is about partying and about celebration en masse, which is what I grew up with. That's how I knew food and there was never a celebration in my family without food en masse.
Yes.
So when I came across, I actually started working for Norma as a waiter in the beginning, and I just would marvel at the way she would walk in with her vest like a little brickies labourer. And the first time I looked at it, I was like, "Who's that?" And they said, "Oh, that's the caterer." But then when I saw the beautiful food that came out, anything was possible. And because of her, I've been able to maintain this business for 30 years. And do you know, when I moved into my first commercial kitchen, there used to be a long stainless steel bench that was probably, 4 or 5 metres. And we had a similar bench at the back in Jasnou, her catering operation in Surrey Hills there. So we knew she had walked into the kitchen. She used to drag her silver bracelet across the bench and she'd bang it. So if we were doing something that she wasn't happy with, we had warning. So in the very beginning, I set up the business. The business opened around, the new kitchen opened September 11, and the bottom just dropped out of all my bookings. I had nothing, that feeling of you've just invested into this infrastructure. And there I was in the office late at night trying to make it work, somehow make the dollars work. So I don't know how I did it. And night after night I would be in there. I was probably crying. I would hear her bracelet. She had died by this stage. I would hear her bracelet just drag around, along the bench, and she reminded me that she was there, and I had to keep going. So I'm here because of her.
That's wonderful. But obviously your upbringing too gave you that love of food.
People like you.
Yeah, yes. Aren't we lucky? I always worry about people who don't have this love of food and music, as they're missing out so much in life.
There is some richness in that, and it is a blessing. But I'm also becoming, through this 3 Food Memories project, I'm becoming aware that not everybody likes to cook, and because people haven't been given, and perhaps because they're scared of it.
Yes, you see, if there's one thing that drives me is I want everyone to feel so comfortable in the kitchen, which is why I've always felt cook and the chef and everything else that I've done. Because I am chaos, people will think, oh, she can do it, I can do it. But I want to share every idea to make things easy so they will do it and have joy doing it and not be a chore.
And you don't need a big block of wood and a fancy Japanese stainless steel knife. It can be anything. It can be a tomato and a piece of basil from the garden and some oil. It really is that simple.
I couldn't agree more.